In this video, we're going to talk about how to install the car seat into the vehicle. It's important to know that the recommendation is for kids to be placed in the middle in the back seat. However, not all vehicles will allow a seat to be put in that position. So it's important that you read your vehicle's owner's manual to determine if that's an appropriate place for the car seat to be placed. When it comes time to install the car seat in the vehicle, there are two ways in which you can do that. The first one is using a mechanism called latch. Latch stands for lower anchors and tethers for children. This would be an example of a lower anchor. And this is designed to hook onto the metal brackets that are found in the bite of the seat. If the brackets aren't readily visible, there will oftentimes be a little button or sticker above them indicating that you can stick your hand in the bite of the seat and find the metal brackets. If you're not using the latch anchors, you're going to want to make sure that they're properly stored on the seat so that they don't go flopping around in a crash. They're made of heavy metal and you don't want them to hit the baby. And so when not in use, you want to make sure that they're properly stored. On this particular seat, that's in the front, but oftentimes it would be in a little hook somewhere on the base of the seat. When you are affixing the car seat with the lower anchors, there is an up and a down to these. You want to make sure that you put it in the correct direction, and again, that will be referenced in your car seat instruction manual. The second way that you can install the car seat is by using the vehicle seat belt. There are different types of seatbelt systems, and again, read your instruction manual to find out how to use this properly. The car seat is always placed with the belt path against the back of the vehicle seat. It will identify where your seat belt goes through. We're going to put it through our belt path and we're going to clip it to the buckle. Now, whether you're using the seat belt or the lower anchors, our goal is to get this seat in so that it doesn't move from side to side like this. So what you're going to want to do is put your hand on the base of the seat about where the baby's butt would go. On this particular type of seatbelt system, we have a retractor that's going to lock, and if you notice right now, it moves up and down until I pull that seatbelt all the way out. You then start hearing a clicking noise, and now if I pull on that, that seatbelt is tight. So our goal is to get that seatbelt to go back up into the retractor, put our weight where the baby's butt would be, and pull tight on that extra shoulder strap so that we pull all the extra slack out of there. When we're testing the tightness of the seatbelt or the lower anchors, we want to grab the car seat on either side like this where your seatbelt goes through, and that shouldn't move more than an inch from side to side. And you can see that it's placed in there nice and tight. The other thing that's important, particularly with a newborn baby, is that we get that seat into the vehicle at the proper angle. That's really important because if it's sitting too upright, the baby's head is going to fall down and it can occlude their airway. And so on your seats, you're going to see something that might have a little swing arm on it that's colored, or you might have a bubble indicator, might have an arrow and a line, something that tells you what level that car seat needs to be sitting at. So it's important to check for that once the seat is installed in the vehicle. Vehicle seats have a tendency to slope backwards because adults like to ride with their butts lower than their knees. If I were to simply put this car seat on that reclined seat, it may sit this side up way too high, and again, when the seat is sitting up high, the baby is going to be too upright and their head is going to fall forward. When the car seat is in the vehicle, you want to think if you're using an infant carrier style seat or a rear facing only seat, what that handle position is. Every manufacturer is going to have a different recommendation, and so you want to know what your car seat suggests. Sometimes it needs to be up, sometimes down, sometimes it can be either place, but it always has to be in a locked position and it can't be loose like this. But again, follow your manufacturer's recommendation. The other part that you want to check in your instruction manual is there's always going to be a vehicle seat in front of you. You want to check to see whether or not that car seat can touch the vehicle seat in front of it, or whether your seat needs to be moved forward so that there's a little bit of a space between the car seat and the vehicle seat in front of it. The second car seat that I'll show you how to install is going to be a convertible. A convertible is the car seat that has two different belt paths on it, and the reason for that is that this seat will face backwards, but it will also face forward. You always need to use the belt path that is closest to the back of the vehicle seat. So if you look on this particular car seat, you're going to notice that this is one belt path, and this one would be used if your car seat were facing backwards. And this is your second belt path, and this would be used if your car seat were facing forward. Again, seat belts should always be in the belt path that's closest to the back of the seat. On this particular seat, you're going to notice that this is what the latch attachments look like on this car seat. In this particular style of latch, you'll notice that this is more of a hook style, and there's an up and a down. This is the way that it hooks onto those metal anchors, and again, make sure that you follow the manufacturer's recommendation for that. When not in use, it should be stored in the proper place on the car seat. As a reminder, you can never use both your seatbelt and your lower anchors. You pick one or the other, but you never use both. Neither one is safer than the other as long as you use them correctly. So again, it's really important to look at that instruction manual, because those are going to give you the directions on how to properly use the lower anchor or properly use the seatbelt. When you are putting your seat into your vehicle, you need to think about the other children that are in the vehicle as well. And sometimes you'll have car seats that are right next to each other, and sometimes you're going to have them where they might have to be in the two outboard positions. Knowing how and where to place the kids in the seat is important, and a car seat technician can help you with that as well. When you are getting ready to put your car seat in, it's important that every time you need to make changes to that car seat, that you reread that instruction manual to see if there's something different about how it needs to be placed, or something that you need to change about how you're using the seat. So keep that instruction manual handy. The other thing, I can't say this enough, your car seat technicians are your car seat experts. We are here to teach you not only how to put the baby in the seat, but how to put your seat in the vehicle and make sure that it's being used correctly. Please consider looking us up and connecting with us at one of our regional car seat checkup events that we have, so that we can assist you and make sure that your child's being transported safely. Motor vehicle crashes are the #1 cause of death for kids. Your car seats are there to help keep them safe, but they've got to be used correctly. Lastly, as we talk about other issues about the car seat, the one thing we want to mention is that heat stroke, while we're in a climate where we have 4 seasons out of the year, heat stroke is something that causes death to kids every year, where they get forgotten in a vehicle or left in a vehicle. It's important to know that kids' body temperatures overheat 3 to 5 times faster than an adult's does. And the temperatures inside that vehicle can get to be about 40 or 50 degrees hotter than the outside. So it doesn't take a very warm day. It could be 70 degrees outside, and it can get up to 120 or 130 degrees inside that vehicle. So it's really important that when you're putting a child in the car and installing that car seat in, that you think about ways that you're going to remember those kids in the back. We have little vinyl clings that we can provide that you can put on your window. Or the other thing we say is take off your shoe, put it in the back seat, because when you get to your destination, you're certainly not going to go walking away from that car without your shoe. So if it's in the back seat, it'll be a great reminder that that child is there as well. Thank you so much for watching this video instruction. If you've got more questions, again, look at your car seat instruction manual, go online and look at the videos that are oftentimes available, or contact us at Safe Kids Grand Forks.